Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Having some technical issues tonight, but I ain't gonna let it stop me. Welcome, welcome to Relationship Thursday. Can y'all hear me? I need somebody to let me know if you can hear me, because I ain't know what was going on a second ago. What's going on, Blamley? What's up, Amber? What's going on, folks on YouTube? And am I even live on here? Oh, let me go on Instagram. What's happening? What's going on? Welcome to another beautiful, wonderful day of Relationship Thursday. It's Relationship Thursday, and we're gonna have a real good conversation. How are y'all feeling? How are you doing? How you being? What's going on? Let me just tell you something. I appreciate your patience. Patience is a virtue. Somebody type patience in the chat, type grace in the chat, type all of that. We got to have patience in our relationships. You got to have patience when you don't want to hear me say something. Because I was having some situations. But I am here. You are here. For those who may be new to me on Instagram or on YouTube, I am one half of that dynamic duo that is Ayize and Iyanna. And tonight, we're going to talk about some things. Somebody type things in the chat, not with an I, but with an A. We're going to get into it tonight. This is what we do on Thursdays. And I come before you to ask you a question. Is he really the problem? Da, 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 da. Is he really the problem? And my subtitle, sound like I'm preaching, ready to preach. My subtext for today is the hard truth about women and communication mistakes. Oh my goodness, the hard truth about women and communication mistakes. Now, I'm going to do some housekeeping first and foremost before I get started. And I'm going to do this right off the top because I already know some of y'all heard that. And he was like, why I got to be the hard truth about women? Why can't it be about women and men? Why can't it be about relationships? Why you got to focus on women? Why are you coming for women? This Black love and marriage, you're coming for Black women. No, 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 no. It's none of that. It's none of that. Everybody can get it. Everybody has to take ownership. Everybody has to be able to see themselves. And let me just offer to anybody tonight who is listening. And as you're listening, you type or you're like, I don't really want to hear this. You probably need it the most. Yeah, that down. Boom, 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 boom. You need to listen the most. You need to take the most notes. You need to get your paper right now, put today's date on it. What's the name of this, Iyanna? Let me give you the title again so you can write it at the top of your paper. Is he really the problem? The hard truth about women and communication mistakes, because it be the people. And I'm talking about what I know, because I know how I be sometimes. It be us to be the most resistant, the most not wanting to hear it, right? You don't want to need to take the notes. So we know that men have things they have to focus on. And y'all, for real, if you really want to keep it 100, oftentimes when it comes to communication, we talk about how men don't communicate. He won't share. He always shuts down. He doesn't talk to me, right? We hear these things all the time. As women, well, I communicate. He knows exactly how I feel. We think because we have voluminous words or we have lots of, air coming out of our mouth and words are being uttered, that means that we're communicating. And tonight I'm going to bust that bubble and I'm going to invite you to come and hang out with us coming up real soon so we can really get into it. Now I'm going to have to talk real loud so my husband can hear me who's out and about because I don't forget what I'm supposed to tell y'all. Da, 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 da. Now I know what I'm telling you. He's coming in here looking at me sideways, but I forgot the details for Instagram. So what I want to share with you before we get into it tonight is that coming up October the 21st through the 25th, we are doing our signature challenge called the 5 Days to More Effective Communication Challenge. It is a free challenge that will be online, 5 days to more effective communication, happening October 21st to the 25th. You can go to blamchallenge.com. Oh, I remembered it. Y'all, it'd be so many websites I don't be know. All right, Blam Challenge, as in Black Love and Marriage, blamchallenge.com to sign up. Please go and sign up. And Instagram, folks, you can type in the word mindset. Mindset, and we'll shoot you some information in your DM. So type mindset, and you'll get an invitation and some information about the challenge. The free challenge is happening October 21st through the 25th. Every night at 8 o'clock, we come together and talk about this communication thing because there's some things to talk about, y'all. There's some things. So type mindset in the chat. All right, y'all. So how many people, I just want to know off the top, I just want to know, do you think that generally speaking, just give me a yes or a no, women are better communicators than men? Just generally speaking, from don't try to have a right answer. Just what's your answer, right? Based on how you were raised, the people around you, yes or no. Blamley, I need y'all's thoughts in the chat. Also on YouTube and on Instagram. Okay, I see some yeses. Are we better communicators? Okay, I see a no. I see a no, a lone no. It's a lot of yeses though. It is a lot of yeses, I must tell you. And so I will say this. I think that it is a myth that we are better communicators. I think that we have access to certain things as women that men do not have as much of a free access to, in terms of our emotional access, in terms of getting into the heart of what's happening on the inside. And we are reared and raised to do that, to kind of connect in and talk about how we're feeling. It doesn't mean that when it comes time to communicate effectively in a situation where it's me and my mate, that I can translate that ease that I have as a woman to get in touch with my emotions and my thoughts and communicate them and do it well. It doesn't mean that I can do it well. And it especially doesn't mean I can do it well if I'm stressed and feeling unheard and, all those kind of things. So I want y'all to know tonight that it is a myth, and that just because you talk more, if you hadn't noticed, I'd be talking. We ain't even got to the point yet. I'm still talking. Just because you talk more doesn't mean that you are communicating effectively. Okay, it really doesn't. And so I need y'all to really understand that. So, okay, so tonight we're going to talk about some communication mistakes, okay? And we're going to talk about ones that women make, And let me just say this. Yes, you're going to hear me talk about that. You're going to say, men do that too. We already know that. Somebody said that in the chat. Y'all just said, we already know. We already went over that. We said that. But we're talking about women tonight. All right. We're talking about women. All right. So again, is he really the problem? Is he really the problem? We want to get into looking at some ownership of where we need to do things differently. And where we need to show up differently. So as women, I'm going to share 3 things with you tonight. The first thing I'm going to share with you is simply this. You talk too much. Boom, 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 boom. Now I know all women don't talk too much. I know it ain't everybody. I know this. But I'm not even necessarily in this point right here talking about the number of words you use. I'm talking about the timing. I'm talking about your inability or perhaps your unwillingness to learn to be quiet so that he can finish his sentence. I'm talking about the chattering that's going on in your mind when and let's just go on ahead, because what we teach really can be translated to anybody. But when the person you're talking to, but we talking about your man right now or your significant other, when they talking, your mind is going, you are listening to respond, and you already talking on the inside. Anybody know about that? You be talking on the inside of yourself, like, ain't this some shit right here? I know he ain't saying this mess again. We done been over this. You doing all that on the inside, and you are not really present. And so when I say you talk too much, what I mean is you don't learn, or not you don't learn, you have not learned oftentimes how to pause and how to get still. I had to work on this one, y'all. I had to work on this. I feel like I've been working on this all my life. And I have gotten better. Learning how to be quiet and to get still. Meaning that when my husband is sharing with me or saying something to me based on my wiring, based on my emotional DNA, based on my personality, based on the fact that I'm a Leo, whatever it is, I already got a response. I got a response. He ain't even finished his last few words. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm not trying to comfort him. That's just me. That's just how I'm built. But I have had to learn over time to just breathe. Let me just breathe. Let me just be quiet for a moment so that I can make sure that I digest everything, so that I can make sure I do a little bit of impromptu imago. Imago is when you learn to listen to what's being said, to reflect back what you heard. Let me, babe, before I say what I'm thinking. So let me make sure I got this. I hear you saying bada bing, bada bing, bada boom. Am I right? And I'm pretty good now. But about 20% of the time, I don't know if he would say it's 20% of the time, but I think it's about 20% of the time, he'd be like, nah, that ain't what I said. That ain't even what I said. So I am learning to stop talking so much. Don't just get into my words, and let me pause and make sure I even heard you correctly, because we don't recognize how often we do this second thing that women do when it comes to communication that messes up the communication. And yes, it's not just women, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna get into my bag tonight, and I'm gonna tell you how it is insidious when women do it. We assign meaning and we make assumptions. If you say something a certain way, if you don't respond in a certain amount of time, if you don't answer us in the way that we need you to answer it, oh, the way that we assign meaning, the way that we make assumptions about what that means, and the way that we roll is cold. Oh, it's cold. Because we will hold you accountable to something that you have no awareness of. We won't even tell you. But you can feel the energy off of us. You can feel us because we are not saying anything to you. We are feeling hot. We are feeling tight, but we will not invite you into a conversation. We just ain't gonna give you no sex. We ain't gonna give you no energy. We're not gonna make your plate, and we are gonna have an attitude. And you need to figure it out. Because whatever you have done, whatever you have said, whatever it is you have communicated, right? I already got my idea about what it means. Because women, we are in touch most of the time with our feelings. All of us are not. I was a professional non-feeler. I'll tell you about that another day. I didn't feel my feelings. You know, some of us grow up with some situations and you just learn to turn your feelings off. So I had to learn to get back into them. But when that happens, that takes the communication and completely throws it out of whack. Because now our energy is communicating more than our words ever will, in such a dangerous and dividing way. Communication is not, y'all, just about the words we say. It's about the energy we bring. It's about the way that we hold our posture. It's about the way that we lean in. It's about the way that we lean back. Energy, energy, energy matters. And in so many ways, I'm just saying, as women, we might even be aware. Anybody know what I'm talking about? I need y'all to let me know. Type a 1 in the chat if you know about this. Now, some of y'all looking at me with attitude right now. I can feel it. Y'all quiet, Blamley. Why y'all so quiet? Some of us know this about ourselves. We know that, like, yeah, I don't have a poker face, because our communication is not just what we say, it is our face. We know this. We know this about ourselves. We will tell you this about ourselves. It's gonna be hard because we're gonna keep it, pretty blunt with you, and we are trying to do better, but we know this about ourselves. But how many of y'all just saw one? Only one person. Thank you, Doc for Kids too. Thank you. Is that Doc for Kids too? Yeah. Thank you for that one and just say, yeah, this is true. This is true. How long you gonna go like that though? How long you gonna just know this about yourself, but make no real intentional shifts, and make no real intentional attempts to change the way that you communicate, to change your energy, to be responsible for that, and to stop projecting onto your relationship or onto your partner the difficulties, the disconnects, the funkiness, and actually think that it has nothing to do with the way that you communicate or do not communicate. It has nothing to do with your energy. It has nothing to do with your assigning meaning and making assumptions and talking too much. That's just how you are. And he knows that. You've been like that for the last 17 years. And that's why you keep dealing with the same stuff you keep dealing with. And so let me give you a sidebar tonight. Again, if you are just joining us on Instagram or on YouTube, we are doing our 5 days to more effective communication challenge on October 21st through the 25th. It is a free challenge, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for 5 straight days. Go to blamchallenge.com to be a part of this. Okay, blamchallenge.com to be a part of learning how to elevate and upgrade your communication and make sure you stay in your game, because some of y'all just like, we just can't see the eye to eye. And I'm talking to women tonight, because tonight the focus is he really the problem? Is he really the problem? Let me do the sidebar real quick, and then I'm gonna come to number 3, and then we're gonna be done. I was talking with a couple earlier today in a session, and oh my goodness, we do private marriage intensives, my husband and I. And we recently took them through a private marriage intensive. For those who don't know, an intensive is exactly what it sounds like. It ain't a session. It ain't we gonna sit here and we're gonna do a little coaching and counseling for 50 minutes and I'll see you next week. It ain't a class where you just come on, no, we come together for an entire weekend, and for 32 intentional hours, we are together and we are getting into it. We are getting into the work. And, I'm only focusing on this piece because we're talking about women tonight. And it is absolutely so profoundly rewarding for me to see women see themselves as I have seen myself. Because the sister, not just this sister that I took through the intensive with her husband, but so many others, had a whole lot of blocking going on. A whole lot of, nope, he ain't, and could not see themselves. And some of you know right now as I'm talking to you, oh, dang, I think she on my street. You don't see yourself. You actually kind of see, but you see with a side eye. You ain't really trying to fully look at the way that you block the communication, the way that your energy blocks, the way that you're trying to protect yourself, the way that you are not willing to let your guard down. You're not willing to surrender and show a little trust or a little bit of lean in to your relationship. You want to keep being the same way, but you want him to change. And how many of us know that whatever you're getting in your relationship is a reflection on some level of what you are putting out? We either will grow and elevate out of a relationship because it is not matching us, or we cultivate the energy that we say somebody else is bringing. We cultivate and bring that stanky funkiness and that shut down, and he downstairs and I'm upstairs, or I'm not gonna say nothing. Oh, Lord have mercy, coming all down somebody's street. I ain't never seen the Blamely chat this. Thank you, Amber, for making a couple of comments, because I ain't never seen y'all this quiet over here. But I know y'all are going to be there. I'm talking about my Blamely. For those who are like, who she keep talking about on YouTube and Instagram, those are our members in our community. And I know y'all going to be there in the house October 21st through the 25th. So go to blamchallenge.com for the communication challenge. All right, so I just want to say I don't think that we understand. I don't want to belabor it, but I kind of do. I don't think we understand as women how much power we hold and how much energetically we impact the environment, and how much our husbands, our partners want things to be well and want to get some grace, and we just won't give it. Oh, I'm not talking to you if you ain't supposed to be giving grace, but some of you know you're supposed to be. When I say you're not supposed to be, I'm talking about you just found out your husband was cheating. You know what I'm saying? You got some stuff going on that just happened, and y'all in the thick of things. Like right now, you need to take care of self. So I'm not saying this to everybody, but I'm talking to the people who know. I'm talking to you because you're caught up. You're caught up in the habits and the cycles that do not serve you. So as we get ready to come to a close, I'm going to share the last piece with y'all. Again, we talking tonight. What's up, Candy? CE Cheeks? I'm trying to see about is he really the problem? We say relationship work is personal work, and there are lots of communication issues that women bring, and we just are not able to see it. This last piece, I don't know if this is as much about communication in terms of the art of communication as much as it is about mindset. Type mindset in the chat, Instagram, so that you can get a little information about our challenge coming up. Mindset in the chat. But this one here, y'all, this desire to be desired, this need to be needed and to be wanted, this seeking to be pursued. I just want to say right now to all of my sisters and to everybody listening that is a very normal, natural thing. It is good. It is good. What's up, Hansa? It's good. It is okay. Everybody wants to be wanted. I don't know just what happened to my throat. Hold on, y'all. Everybody wants to be wanted. Everybody wants to be needed. But I have often heard many of the women that I have worked with over time and just in free-flowing conversations do this thing where we are measuring our partner's love for us their investment in the relationship, their willingness to really just do anything for us. We're measuring how they really feel about us on whether or not they plan a date night, on whether or not they line up everything the way we want them to line it up, on whether or not they remember, oh, we're supposed to do this thing and you didn't have to remind them, on whether or not they load the dishes in the dishwasher the right way and pick up their drawers, and Lord have mercy, you know, we are measuring their level of investment on whether or not they really take the time to talk to us the way we talk to them. And of course, we want to be wanted. And of course, we want them to talk to us. But we cannot expect our men to be women. We cannot expect our men to be like us. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being in a relationship with yourself? Ain't no way. I'd have been smacked my own self. Because it wouldn't work. It would not work. Can you imagine being in a relationship with yourself? Have you ever thought about what it's like to be in a relationship with you? In so many ways, some of the hardness, some of the testing, some of the unreasonable, you should know by now, you should get it. I'm not going to share with you. We're talking about communication tonight and some of the errors that women make, but I'm not going to share it with you because I shared it with you 7 times in these 17 years we've been together. And so you should know. And I'm not sharing it with you anymore. I'm not telling you how I feel no more. Well, I hope that you understand that you are participating in a dynamic of shutdown. Dr. Kidd said I would have been in jail. You know what I'm saying? You're participating in the dynamic, but then you say it's on them. Oh my goodness. Lord have mercy. We don't understand how much power we have. And when we choose to ask for what we need in a way that it can be received, when we choose to catch ourselves, when we're getting ready to give feedback or criticize or say, wait, why you just pull back? When we choose to circle back, I say all the time, my circle back game is strong. Circle back. The way I just said that to you, babe, I'm sorry. I'm just stressed. I got a lot going on. I shouldn't have spoken to you. Like some of y'all are curt, rude, mean. And you think like that's just, I mean, they know me. That's not an excuse. And that's not accountability, but you want them to be accountable. For some of you women, some of us women, I like to say some of you women, some of us women, you need to learn how to speak up more. Not to just ask for what you need, but to do it in the right way and to give volume to your voice because you are shutting down and you are pushing things down. And so then when you do have something to say, what happens? Oh, baby, it's a blow up like no other. Look, the ones who be keeping the peace and be nice, when it's time to let it rip, they be really letting that thing rip, okay? They be letting it rip. And you don't have to go there. You don't have to go there, but oftentimes that's what happens because we have no ability to emotionally regulate in the moment when we are feeling stuff, when we are dealing with stuff, and then share what we need to share. Oh my goodness. So I hope that on tonight, that you understand your power, that you understand as women, not only your own power, but that if you know, I'm just gonna keep it 100. Let your man try to hold you accountable. Well, you know, let him be like you be with him. This is what you need to be doing, and you shouldn't be. And there have been like that. But the way that we sometimes lean in and stand over or have disapproval or have our parameters, or there's always a thing, I can't tell you how many times people come to see us. And guess who's leading the conversation? The woman. And so some of y'all think, yeah, we lead the conversation because if I never bring it up, it ain't gonna never get brought up. And you're right, because he don't want to grow, because he doesn't want to communicate. And the reality is that you all are out of whack a bit. Women do tend to be more focused on all the things. Men tend to give more grace and to be less engaged in all the things. But maybe you could pull back and let some shit go and stop stacking stuff and then blaming him for what you stacking. because you can either stack resentment and stack funkiness, or you can stack grace and you can stack connection. You can learn to visit the places of disconnect and learn to sit in a place of peace and power and beautiful connection, or you can be in the rugged trenches as a regular part of your daily life. And every now and then we get a little break from that. It's all up to you. And I would just suggest that women have the power. We have a whole lot of power to set the energy, to set the tone, to set the atmosphere. And our men will respond. They will respond because real talk, they want to be loved. They want to be approved of. They don't want to be criticized. And yes, accountability needs to happen. And yes, they be saying they're going to do something and they don't follow through and they don't do it. But have you ever thought that the places where there are some persistent patterns that they need to work on, that you're like, damn, how many times I gotta say this to him? He just keep doing this. And blah, blah, blah. Have you ever thought that your response is also a persistent pattern? Your criticism is a persistent pattern that is not working. And that if he is not shifting, yes, you need to address that, but perhaps you can shift your approach. Perhaps you can shift your method. Perhaps you can shift your energy. And that when you do that, you also shift the atmosphere and perhaps release him to shift. Because people generally resist attack, whether they shut down and hide or whether they puff up, and meet you where you are. And so if we don't want that energy flowing, then we've got to look at our own energy, our own communication, our own attitudes, our own mindset. Type mindset in the chat IG to join us for the 5 days to more effective communication challenge happening October 21st to the 25th, 8 o'clock every night. Mindset. You can go to blamchallenge.com to sign up. So in conclusion, y'all, I tell you, this has been the quietest y'all have been in a minute. All right, Amber. In conclusion, I just want to say this to all of my women. I can't highlight anything that, for me personally, that I don't know about. I know what I'm talking about because I have been there, and sometimes I still go there. Oh, I can be real petty. I can be petty with the best of them. I can be super reactive. I can be very sensitive. I can get defensive. I can be critical. But I also know how to pull back. I know how to circle back and apologize. I know how to shut up. And I know when I need to step forward. You know what I'm saying? And so if we're not having these conversations with ourselves, and if we are not paying attention to our impact on our men and on the energy around us, and we are just moving around focused on everything that he needs to do or isn't doing, or he's not communicating, or he's not sharing, and never asking, what is the energy like? What is the atmosphere like? And how do I contribute to that? If he's been doing this forever, what you've been doing forever. You can't change anything about him, but what you can change is yourself. And he will rise to meet you, or you will find that you have outgrown him. Either way, you don't have to be stuck. You don't have to be stuck. Woo, baby. I hope that y'all picked up just a little bit of what I was dropping tonight, because I spoke to my own self. Energy, atmosphere, self-awareness, self-control, giving self-control to bring it down, but also to open up your mouth and speak, to ask for what you need, to do it in a way that can be received, not so you can just get it off your chest, so that your partner can actually hear you. Be strategic, be thoughtful, pray a little bit, ask God to help you with it. Be intentional. Be intentional. And so, guys, again, I just want to invite you all to come on out on the 21st to the 25th. Go to blamechallenge.com and be intentional on getting these communication skills up, because communication is a skill. It is a skill set. And the only thing that we have to do to get better is practice. Practice, practice, practice. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Blamely. We got some things coming up, some announcements. Blamely, we have on, I can't remember all the things, but next week we have a guest sex therapist, Naquan Lewis, coming in to speak with us. the Blamely. So be on the lookout for that. All right, thank you. Thank you. Y'all coming in the chat now. So that's gonna be good next week. And then let me find out. I'm about to get above here and I'll tell y'all. What is it? Hold on, y'all. I'll tell y'all be something. Be these websites. I don't even know what the thing is. But on next week, Tuesday. Hold on, because I can't. I don't think okay, I gotta put it in. I'm gonna put it in the Instagram bio, whatever, and then I'm gonna send it out again. But next week, Tuesday, we are coming together. I just did a 21-day experience called The Art of Overcoming for women only. And we are really getting ready to get into the flow. We have a retreat coming up in January, and next week, we are also coming together. So I'll get that information out to everybody. Everybody, be easy. Have a good evening and keep being intentional. Bye, y'all.